Hello, my name is Madam Jennifer from Educare TZ. Welcome back, my lovely Form 4 students, in our biology session. And we are currently proceeding with the solving of the series of the Necta questions for the year 2021. Welcome. Our question of the interest today is question number 9 for the year 2021. And the question states as follows. The question states that, how does the skin of a man regulate internal body temperature when the external environment is overheated? Briefly explain by giving 3 ways. I repeat again. How does the skin of a man regulate internal body temperature when the external environment is overheated? Briefly explain by giving 3 points. First of all, rule number 1, observe the direction before answering any question. Our question guides you to briefly explain what the changes which are taken by the man's skin when the environment is overheated by giving 3 ways. And the second rule is by identifying where this question comes from, where this question has been constructed is where you can have an ability to give the correct response for you asked the question. So this question, my lovely Form 4 students, has been derived from the Form 3 topic. It is a Form 3 question. Form 3 topic question in that topic of the regulation. So it is where this question has been derived. There is a full package of this lecture series of the topic of the regulation at our Educare Media. Just subscribe and search the biology Form 3 in that topic of the regulation, where you are going to have a wide room and an ample time so as to widen up your understanding concerning this topic of the regulation. So now let us answer our question. In our topic of the regulation, we learned that there are variety of there are various kinds of the regulation. Example, the first one is thermoregulation. When saying on the thermoregulation, this means that an ability of an organism to regulate the changing of the environment, the changing of the body temperature, depending on the changing of the external temperature. That's why we call it thermo, meaning that it tend to it reduce with the regulation of the temperature. So within that concept is where the question has been derived. In this thermoregulation concept, we see that we have two main types of organism. We have the poikotherm as well as the homotherms. Homotherms, these are the organisms which are capable of maintaining their internal body temperature at constant level despite of the fluctuation of the external temperature. Example, there is human being, apes, those mammals. While the poikotherms, these are the organisms which their body temperature tend to vary with that of the surrounding temperature. Example, there is these reptiles, amphibians, where they are, in case if there is a cold temperature, they tend to suffer from freezing, and in case if there is a high temperature, they tend to suffer from the overheating. So the man is one of the homotherms, meaning that it has an ability to regulate its internal temperature at a constant level despite of the variation of the external temperature. So now let us see the ways in which the human being tend to regulate their internal temperature despite or when the environmental temperature is high. So within this topic or this concept, a question has been derived. Now let us familiarize ourselves with the concept a little bit. The thermoregulation, this is ability of the organism to maintain relatively constant body temperature regardless of the changes of the external temperature. So the ability of organism to maintain relatively constant body temperature regardless of the changes of external temperature is known as thermoregulation. So the thermoregulation system regulates the body temperature of a body in response to change in external temperature. And animals that maintain a stable body temperature regardless of the fluctuation in the environmental temperature are called the homotherms. And the term comes from Greek word which means homo in same, na thermon in heat, because they tend to maintain that constant or that same temperature, internal temperature, regardless of the increasing or decreasing of the external temperature. So the heat is generated internally by metabolic activity, and hence by metabolic activity, and they are called endothermic. So this organism, they tend to generate they tend to perform their metabolic activity internally, and therefore they tend to generate their energy internally without depending on the external temperature, and therefore they are called the endotherm. So in order to keep the body temperature more or less constant, homotherms must have mechanism and structures to detect the temperature change, and they have also mechanisms to restore the internal body temperature to its normal level. The temperature changes are detected by sensory cell located in the skin. Najua kwamba katika sensory organ, the organ ambayo ipo responsible for detection of the temperature change in skin, ina detect either the touch, the changing in the temperature, or cold or hotness of a particular condition. So the thermoregulation center interprets these changes and sends a series of body reaction which may either lead to increase or decrease in the temperature. Ikumbuke kwamba temperature regulation, this is a nervous system, this is never coordinated system, ambapo the changes in the body temperature na be detected by the central nervous system, must be interpreted by the brain. So within the brain kuna kupo na hypothalamus, ambapo hypothalamus isha detect kwamba kuna the change in the temperature, it will trigger or will stimulate this pituitary gland kuweza provide the responses, either kama kuna cold temperature, kuna high temperature, kwa ajili ya kuwezesha mwili uweze kutake a particular response, the cold response, so to maintain its internal body temperature. So when the temperature of the surrounding environment is lower than the body temperature, animal lose heat to the surrounding, and heat is lost from the body surface through radiation, evaporation pamoja na radiation. So and when the body temperature rises, the temperature of the blood also rise. Kwa external temperature ikiwa ni kubwa, joto lilikuwa kali, vile vile joto la damu vile vile inaongezeka, na hivyo the blood flowing to the brain na kuna stimulate the thermoregulatory center ambao ni hypothalamus, na hivyo this center trigger the following action. So these are the ways in which the human skin or man's skin tend to use to prevent the body from overheating during the high temperature. The first one ni vasodilation. Vasodilation hapa ni widening of these arterioles au ni relaxation of this arteriole, kuweza kuensure kwamba damu inakuwa ina pass more freely, kuweza kuensure kwamba heat ina be lost through the surface very 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 easy, na vile vile this blood vessels they tend to flow near the surface as mechanism of losing the heat. So vasodilation, this is the widening of the superficial blood vessel near the body, so they tend to widen up or they tend to relax near the body surface. So vasodilation occur when the smooth muscle in the blood vessels na relax. So hii vasodilation inatokea pale ambapo smooth muscles zilizo katika blood vessels zimekuwa zimerelax, na hivyo when the body temperature rises, the superficial arterioles dilate in order to allow the blood to flow close to the skin surface. So hapa ni mechanism namba moja ambapo sema kwamba when body temperature ikiwa nyingi, superficial arterioles zinakuwa zina dilate in order to allow the blood to flow close to the skin surface, na hivyo heat from the blood is conducted through the lower epidermis to the skin surface where it is radiated away from the body. Now second ways which is used by the man to control the body temperature was the body is overheated or during the high temperature is sweating. Sweating hapa ni kutokwa jasho. Kwa hiyo kama kutakuwa na joto kali unakuta watu wanakuwa wanatokwa jasho. Kwa nini? Ile thermoregulatory center ambayo ni hypothalamus inaenda kutrigger ile sweat gland kwa ajili ya kuweza kurelease the sweat as mechanism of cooling the body from overheating. And the sweat, this is one of the nitrogenous waste which consists the mixture of water pamoja na salt. So the human being have ability to control body temperature through sweating. This is because their body have larger sweat glands and are found beneath the skin of the whole body, enabling them to be more efficient at cooling through sweating. So some animals with fur have limited sweat glands which are confined to area than that do not have the fur. So the point ni kwamba sweating, binadamu wanapokuwa na joto kali lazima watoke jasho as mechanism of the cooling. Vile vile kwa wale other homotherm ambao ni example wanyama wengine, for example parts of kwa wale wanyama ambao wenyewe ni tofauti na human being, ambao wenyewe wanakuwa na sweat gland katika maeneo yenye manyoya, wanaendelea kuwa na wenyewe sweat gland katika maeneo ambayo kuna manyoya, kwa mfano kama katika parts of their feet in dogs and cats. And excess in the body of animal is detected by hypothalamus, which send up impulse to the sweat gland under the skin. So this is a continuous. Sema kwamba pale unapokuwepo na joto kali, taarifa zinapelekwa katika this thermoregulatory center ambayo ni hypothalamus, ambapo inapeleka taarifa katika this sweat gland katika kuweza kusecrete excess sweat. Na hivyo the nerve impulse can cause the sweat gland to increase the production of the sweat. Na evaporation of sweat take heat from the body surface of the skin, which in turn cools the body. The last one tunasema kuna vasodilation of the blood vessels, kuna sweating, na ya mwisho ni relaxation of the hair erector muscle. Katika wakati ya baridi kuna kuwepo na erection of the hair muscles. Unakuta mtu katika ngozi yake anakuwa kama na upele. Hizi skin hairs zinakuwa zimesimama as mechanism of conserving the heat. Lakini katika low temperature, katika hii temperature hizi hapa unakuta hizi nywele, these small hairs zimekuwa zimelala. So inakupa ni relaxation as mechanism of kuweza ku allow the heat to lose easier from the body. So hair present on the skin of the animal head to control the body temperature. The hair tended to lie flat when the environment condition is warm and rise due to cold weather. When the hair erector muscle relax, the hair lie flat and reduce the thickness of the insulating warm air. Na hivyo basi, as a result, they give a chance for heat to escape from the skin surface. And due to that fact, therefore, temperature of the body inakuwa inarudi down due to the relaxation of this hair erector muscles. Another is body extremities. So tunasema kwamba body extremities are external body part of organism such as limbs, hair, tails, genitalia pamoja na antenna. Animal in warm climate usually have large extremities such as hair pamoja na bush tail. Sema kwamba wanyama wale ambao wanakuwa wanaishi katika maeneo ambayo yanakuwepo yana joto kali, kwa mfano binadamu wanakuwepo na to have this large. Sasa unakuta kama hata ni mikono yao inakuwa ni mipana, the palm of the hand are very wider. So they are well supplied with blood vessels and covered by relatively short hairs, making them good radiator of the heat. Generally, animals that live in hot temperature conditions have less subcutaneous fat, and these features help to reduce insulation and increase heat loss. Subcutaneous fat protects the muscle and bone to insulate body of organism. So tumeweza kuangalia the three ways in which the man skin use it to regulate the body from overcooling. Tumeweza kuangalia kuna hii hapo sweating, kuna vasodilation of blood vessels, kuna relaxation of erector muscle pamoja na having this thin subcutaneous fat. Another question is question number 10 for the year 2021. Na swali letu linasema kama ifuatavyo. Briefly explain the importance of excretory product of plant. Briefly explain the importance of excretory product of plants. Again, my lovely Form 2 students, this question has been derived from our Form 3 topic in that topic of the excretion. It is available in our media. In case if you have not yet studied this particular topic, you are most welcome to subscribe it in our Educare media by searching the excretion Form 3 topic. You will get the full packages of this particular topic so that you can have an ample time to read and study. In case of any misconception, so you'll fast, you are mostly welcome to write in the comment section so that I can cross-check and make a follow-up for you. So, this question has been read from the topic of discussion, especially in that excretion in the plant. Excretion, this is one of the characteristics of the living things. Living things have to remove the unwanted metabolic product from their body so as to prevent their body from toxification of this nitrogenous waste. Example, human beings, they tend to release the carbon dioxide. If the carbon dioxide is allowed to accumulate to the body, they can accumulate to provide the toxic. The example, they can combine with this hemoglobin and prevent the transport of oxygen, which is to the oxygen depth. It might result if it occurs for prolonged period of time, might result either to the death. So the nitrogenous waste are needed to be removed from the body of the living things so to ensure their survival. So the plants also, they tend to remove a variety of the metabolic product so as to ensure their survival. So there are variety of the metabolic products which are released by the plant. Example, there is oxygen, which is released during the process of the photosynthesis. Also, carbon dioxide is one of the byproducts or the raw material for photosynthesis, but is also released during the process of respiration because it's just required at optimal amounts. The excess of the carbon dioxide also it is very toxic. Also, water is required at a given amount. The excess of water might also become dangerous to the plant body. So also there are others metabolic products, excretory products which are stored in stem of the plant, in the leaves of plant. Example, caffeine, papain, nicotine. These are all the gums, resins. These are all the metabolic or excretory products which are released by the plant, and they tend to have the applicability in our daily life. And this is what our question is. Our question is to state these excretory products like papain, nicotine, the caffeine, gums, resins, vile kuna kuwepo na mpira ambao inasaidia, ambao applicable katika different uses like katika kutengeneza tires, katika industry, katika kutengeneza these papers, katika kutengeneza this. Naangalia nicotine inatumika kama stimulant and so forth. So now let us see a little bit on the excretory product which are secreted by the plant. So the excretion occur in plants. However, plants do not have specialized system used to remove waste product to their bodies. Japokuwa plants hana specialized, lakini excretion ni moja ya characteristics of living things. Because this excretory product need to be released, because once they are let to accumulate, they might become toxic. So excretory product in plants include the nitrogenous compounds, carbon dioxide, excess water pamoja na oxygen. These are the main one. So oxygen, excess water, and carbon dioxide are produced at the end product of plant metabolism. Example, oxygen are released as byproduct of photosynthesis. Water and carbon dioxide, these are the byproduct of aerobic respiration. So excess water is excreted from the plant body through the stomata pore from the surface of the fruit pamoja na stem. Na zingine inasaidia katika cooling, na zingine za lost to the process of transpiration. Inasaidia katika cooling of the plant. Vile vile, the remaining water is used in photosynthesis and other metabolic process. Kwa maji yanahitajika, sio kwamba hitajiki, lakini excess water ndio ambayo hitajiki. Kwa hiyo yanabaki zile ambayo ni the required, na inakuwa kama byproduct of the raw material. Kwa mfano katika photosynthesis, maji yanabe splitted by the sunlight producing hydrogen, ambayo hydrogen itacombine na carbon dioxide kuweza kutengeneza the glucose. Vile vile, oxygen is released as byproduct of photosynthesis, lakini again, huyo oxygen ambayo anabe released as byproduct of photosynthesis anatumika kama raw material for aerobic respiration, kwanza kuensure kwamba energy inabe produced for growth pamoja na development of cellular and different part of the body of the plant of the different part of the plant organ. So carbon dioxide in plants cell is waste product from aerobic respiration, and the plant need to excrete excess carbon dioxide to prevent it from turning to toxic. And excretion of carbon dioxide is through the stomata by diffusion. So the carbon dioxide is being removed out of the plant's organ through the stomatopore. Stomata, these are usually found within the leaves, and they are guarded by this guard cell which control the opening and closing of the stomata depending on the concentration of the oxygen, of the carbon dioxide and oxygen. Also, plants also metabolize nitrogen and carbon dioxide to produce tannins and other organic acids. So this is our question of interest. So iletu alihitaji sana hizi byproduct. Hata hizi pia ni crush. Tumeona oxygen saidia katika photosynthesis, lakini swali letu nataka product. Yes, kuna energy as product of energy ambayo ni katika aerobic respiration na provide almost 38 ATP during the aerobic respiration. Ile pia ni muhimu, pia inasaidia katika this respiration. Vile vile plants metabolize nitrogen and carbon dioxide to produce tannins. Tannins is another of the nitrogenous waste ambayo inatumika by the people in variety of the ways. Kuna organic acid unaweza kuziona. So some of these excretory products are stored in the leaves and are lost from the plant cell when the leaf fall. Example of organic products, kuna gums, kuna resins, kuna latex are stored within the dead permanent tissue such as heartwood, or bark of tree which are removed periodically. Most of these products are used in production of paint, soap, varnishes, cosmetics, rubbers, bubbles, gums pamoja na golf ball. Kwanza kuangalia application of this product. Kwa mfano zinatumika katika kutengeneza paint, kutengeneza rangi, kutengeneza sabuni, kutengeneza varnishes, kutengeneza mafuta. Unaona mafuta ya kutokana nayo na sabuni za asili. Kuna rubber, kuna bubble gums na kuna golf balls. So these are some of these products, scottery products. Kwa mfano kuna caffeine inatumika katika production to produce beverage such as coffee which stimulate nerves. Kuna ukienda kuna sehemu kuna sinali shop kabisa kwa ajili ya coffee. Kuna nicotine kama stimulants. So nicotine used as insecticide pamoja na stimulants. Kuna rubber inatumika katika industry katika kutengeneza car tires pamoja na shoes. So these are the application, or these are the importance of this scottery product which are released by the plant. So up to now, my lovely Form 4 students, that marks the end of our today's session. Please stay tuned, stay connected, keep on following and subscribing Educare Media, the home of intellectual growth.